Welcome to the Miggy's Life podcast, where I interview people with different lifestyles than what I have. That people are either ambitious and searching for success or have already got the success. And today we are interviewing Austin. I will put down his social medias in the bio and on the screen on the final edited form. So, Austin, just introduce yourself with what you do, who you are.
Uh, Hi, I'm Austin. I have technical difficulties, but anyway, I'm a bodybuilder. I do fitness content. I try to be funny. I'm a funny
You're
guy,
bu-
so sometimes people tell me
you're
that it's
you're
funny.
disappearing.
Okay, I gotta hold this thing here. Anyway, hell, welcome back. I do funny stuff on the internet. I am a bodybuilder. So I know a lot of people in the industry and a lot of people that do fitness content. So I pretty much go around and do lifestyle content mixed with a little bit of a funny twist. Um, and I've been doing that now for about 6 months to a year, maybe a little bit longer, maybe around that time. But yeah. Um, and I try to make people laugh.
That's pretty good content. I know a couple people that have done that. I've edited your content and then another person's content and another person's content that all do a similar niche. One had 1 million followers, one had a couple 100,000, and then you'll be up there in no time.
Oh yeah, that's the plan. That's the pray. I just got to really lock back in and get consistent again. I've taken 3 weeks to a month off, and
I
now I think it's time to go.
I think me and you have the same issues when it comes to content creation. We get it going, and then we'd be like, "Oh my, dude, I had all this potential. I need to get back into it. I need to just re-lock in, and then just get right back to it." And then we grind it out for a month, and then you just disappear. We gotta probably
Exactly.
start. We talk to each other frequently, so we probably need to just start keeping holding each other accountable with this stuff.
Probably, man. We
Yeah.
like we were there for a hot minute. We were posting. I think I had like I didn't have to touch my socials for 2 weeks straight because I had everything set up on a schedule. And then all of a sudden, I just woke up one morning and just went, tired, nah. And I just kept doing that for a month, and now we're here.
Yeah, I did that with car content, which I want to pivot now, but I was able to not upload because each video is getting enough views after when I'm done uploading. People were thinking I was still uploading. Like I was still getting DMs like, "Oh, I love this content." And I kind of just miss that aspect of content creation, having people that like you inspire and they're texting you. I miss that part of streaming too, so I'll get you to the next question on the list. What inspired you to get into social media and into bodybuilding?
Uh, so that goes back to whenever I was probably around 15. Um, I was anorexic whenever I was younger. I was a really small little fragile being of a child. And so I would get like picked on. I'd get bullied. I'd do a lot of stuff that really just sucked. And so I was watching YouTube one day and I came across this bodybuilder. His name was Brandon Harding. I actually DM him frequently now. He has probably about a million followers on Instagram and then like a couple million on YouTube. He's super good-hearted, awesome. He also came from the same place, really small. And so he inspired me to start lifting weights and I started watching his content as he was growing as well. And through that being said, I got inspired by watching his content to want to change my life and be better. So essentially, I decided to pick up a camera and try to do the same thing that he did for me, but for other people. So that way I can inspire people, whether it's through my comedy, through my tips, through my pure goofy charisma, whatever it is. I just want to help other people change their lives the same way mine was changed for the better. If that makes sense.
That's I like that. I like that. That's kind of similar to when I first started streaming. I was kind of like just lost in life and having people DM me. Like I used to always just make content on like TikToks and stuff. I'd lazily do it, but then streaming in the beginning of this year when I'd stream at weeks at a time, it just made me kind of have the same realization. It's like, wow, this content stuff could really have a big impact on people and just completely impact
Oh yeah.
people's life.
100%. The amount of people I've had cry to me in my DMs or just in person, just tell me how much I've changed. I don't have a big following, but like I think I'm sitting at 3,600 on one platform, 4,800 on another platform. Like it just changes like my range of numbers. But
Mhm.
um, I've had still people come up to me and recognize me in public and ask for pictures and be like, "You've helped me and inspired me so much." So it's it's definitely nice. It's a good feeling.
Yeah, it's crazy that I only had 300 followers when it like finally started, like when it started happening, where people would DM me and stuff. And it's crazy that like even at a low following, you could have such a big impact. And that's like another reason why I want to get into lifestyle content, is just show people that like just get started. You'll make an impact right away, whether it's small or huge. So that will lead into the next question. What is your goals with social media? We kind of touched it already a little bit, but
Yeah. My goals, again, they kind of come back to that whole just trying to inspire people. I want to inspire as many people as I can, while I can do my content and have fun with it. Because, I don't have a family, wife and kids wise. I don't have a family that I'm having to take care of, and I don't have like too many things that I really have to focus on. I'm very free at the moment. So I want to take this time to really capitalize on that. And my goals at the end of the day is like, I set myself milestones. I would love to see followers. I want to see numbers and I want to have a successful career out of this. But at the end of the day, like, I just genuinely love people's reactions to making my content. So as long as I can keep posting and keep changing more and more people's lives at the end of the day, I could care less what that number says. Like 3,000 people, 300 people, 30 people, 3 people, it does not matter to me. As long as someone is getting um, some sort of inspiration from what I do.
so it's kind of like what Alex preaches, because you're in the inner circle too. You're in it way before even I was, where he just preaches community, where the community's the biggest factor, and that should be your main goal rather than the big number of hitting millions of followers. It's more of just making an impact with this group of people and feeling close with them.
Yeah. The more you chase numbers, the more you're going to fail. The people that love doing what they do, those are the people that are going to go far because at the end of the day, they could care less if they post a video and they get 3 likes or if it gets 3,000 likes because those numbers are not always going to be hitting. Even like, I was talking to Nate. It's Nate on social media and stuff like that. He's sitting at like 500K, 600K. He just recently got on with Young LA. He does Rise and all that stuff. I've watched his content. Some of his content only gets like 12 comments, even though he has such a huge following. So the fact that he like, if you so lock in on only numbers, you're gonna be discredited and be like discouraged every single time. Like you're gonna feel like you're not doing and making that impact you are. You just have to post because you love it and hope that the people that see it, are getting that initial intent behind it that you're trying to put out. So you can't you can't focus on the numbers. You'll fail every single time.
It's like the saying, comparison is the thief of joy.
Facts.
Yeah. I've been
Exactly.
learning that a lot lately because of not uploading. And then I'm like comparing myself to these people on social media. I'm like, wow, I'm nowhere. But I'm like, that's not the whole point. The whole point is to go on there, inspire others, and connect with people. Because you got to put the social on social media, not the trying to just look like you're rich and fake a whole lifestyle.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because then you're just going to be depressed, and then you're just not going to like life even when you have made it. Because there's just no fulfillment in that.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. You got to just keep on pushing.
Yeah. And then for
So,
the next question is, how do you plan on achieving these goals? How do you want to go about it? What's your plan?
so I will say the number one thing you have to do in social media is network. Networking is a unbelievable um, asset that everyone has at their hands and that they need to use it. Like for instance, like right now, me and you were talking. You have a following, I have a following. Nonetheless, you're talking to me, and your followers are seeing me. So therefore, that following is going to come to me as well, or at least they're going to give me exposure. Um, the networking aspect is one thing that I wish a lot of people would lock in on. I've met up with countless athletes. I know Larry Wheels, Alex Eubanks, um, Ali Buckets up in New York. God, Taylor Garland. Um,
Mm.
all these. I could keep on going. The list keeps going. I know all these influencers. Networking is such a powerful thing because now, through who I knew originally, which was Alex, has linked me to all these other people around the US. And now I've been able to go and I now have people to make content with. So eventually, when I start going full force with the YouTube videos, other content versions, not just these funny, goofy things that I love to post, I have people with following that are going to be there to help me connect. And so that's my goal is eventually just going to continue to kind of get myself into a routine, get myself situated. And then that way, whenever I actually go to connect with these people again, I develop that personal relationship instead of shoving a camera in their face for the first time. And that now when I go back there, they're going to respect me a little bit more to, let's do some content. Let's have some fun with it. So
Yeah,
that's my goal.
networking is definitely important. You're actually I remember having the conversation with you about networking when we went to the meetup in Maryland, and I remember you're the one that kind of opened my eyes to this whole networking thing and realized it actually has pushed me to get a sales job because I'm like, wow, I need to talk to people because I felt like I couldn't talk to anybody at the meetup. Because at first you're the only one that I talked to because you're the one that walked up to me because I was too shy to talk to anybody. I'm like, wow, I really need to learn talking skills because I was just seeing how you're talking to everybody. You're telling me who you've met through just having the actual balls and skills to talk to people that are
Yeah.
much where you want to be in life because that's a scary thing because I've met Stradman. I actually talked to him for a while. That was a cool experience. He's a big car YouTuber. I had to talk to him at SEMA, and then actually I found out I almost missed Stradman. I actually found Stradman's friend who I also watch. He has a lot lower following, but I was actually talking to him, and then he was like, "Yeah, Stradman's coming later." So I got to meet both of them, which was really nice. And then going to the inner circle meetup with Alex Eubank and you guys really showed me what networking can do. So that is a
Oh yeah.
very good
And
plan.
And the one thing I do want to say is people get nervous whenever I'm talking about networking. So you don't have to have a connection of a connection of a connection to meet a guy. I was in New York. I was just recording. I was there to meet up with one of my buddies. His name's Nico. He does a clothing company and
Mhm.
supplement company. And that was his gym. He's friends with a lot of people in that gym. I walked in that gym. Nico was busy doing a photo shoot. I was going to talk to him here in a minute. I was just walking around, just, checking out the gym, doing whatever. I see a guy with a camera set up. He looks familiar, social media wise. I've recognized him before. Didn't know who he was. I said, let me go talk to him. I walk up to the guy. I realize it's Ollie Buckets. He has 2 million on YouTube. I didn't know this at first, but like again, I knew he was somebody. I literally walked up to him and just went and pointed at him and said, "You look familiar." And he said, "Yep." And I was just like, "You're an influencer of some form, right?" He said, "Yeah." I was just like, "What's your name on socials, real quick? Let me check you out real fast." And he told me, and I looked him up, and I said, "Okay, cool. I knew I've seen you somewhere before." I was like, "I think I've seen you. Did you go down to like the Miami Gymshark event or like the Arnold event that was up in Ohio?" And he was like, "Yeah, I went to both of them." I was like, "I bumped into you. I talked to you, I think, for a second, but I don't remember like I didn't know like at the time who you were or anything." He said, "Yeah." Started shooting shit back and forth, and we started talking and little within like 10, 15 minutes, I never turned my camera on. I had it in my hand. Never once did I put a camera in his face. Never once did I ask him for contact switch. Did I ever like say, let me follow you, you follow me, blah, blah, blah. I just looked him up. Well, we're sitting there, and then he starts talking about his content and needing ideas. And I said, well, I'm here for the next day or so. And not to mention, I'm going to come back up here. Do you want to like maybe try to get some content or something together? He said, dude, I'd love to. That'd be sick. He said, you're an awesome person. I like your personality. And like, you're just talking to me. He said, your camera's been in your hand. You found out I had 2 million followers, and yet you didn't even once try to shove it in my face or like try to ask for a picture, and you're about to walk away. And I was like, yeah, dude, let's get it. And so I dapped him up and I was like, I don't want to mess you up. You're recording. You get back to it. I took enough of your time. I appreciate you. He said, let me follow you back and we'll stay in contact. That's how connection happens.
Mhm.
No one introduced me. I walked up to him. I treated him like a person. And now I have a friend on social media who is doing very well for himself that I can connect with. It's that simple.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people kind of overthink it or go the wrong way about it because if you just run up to one of these people with a camera in your hand, they're gonna think of you as like a clout chaser. It's like impression matters a lot. You always want to make a good impression of yourself. It's like sales, which I've been studying sales like no other lately. You want to make an impression. Impression is the first thing because you're not going to get the sale or the connection if they just think you're just chasing them. You're either desperate for that sale or just desperate for the clout for what the other person has. Because to them, it just shows that you don't care about them, you care about what they have, and that's materialistic. The connection
Exactly.
should be you want to talk to this person, you want to connect with this person, you care about this person. Because you're not going to get any value from what the person has. You're going to get the value from the person themselves. Because the person themselves is what got them all the things they have.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. You can't learn just because you like shove it. Like again, if I was to walk up to Alex and that's how we met was just shoving a camera in his face, one, I wouldn't have found like my brother. Again, I think of him like a brother. Every time we've ever hung out, I rarely record with him.
Mm-hmm.
Like I only have like a couple shots on Instagram with him and like maybe a video or two with him. But I've been with him for the past year and we even stayed in Miami together for 3 weeks straight. I'm in a few of his videos and no one knew except for on my Snapchat and my Instagram what I was doing. I didn't clout chase. I didn't care about Alex Eubanks. I was hanging out with my bro. And so like that connection is so much more meaningful because he reaches out to me and like tells me, "Hey, I got this event coming up if you want to come with," or something like that of nature because he thinks of me as a connection and a friend, not just, "Oh, there's this guy with a camera. He could record for me possibly." Or there's this fan with a camera that's really just chasing me for all the stuff that I have,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I even tried to give him money back. He paid for one of my meals, and I was like shoving a 20 in his face, and I was like, "Take it." I was like, "I
Yeah.
don't stop it." Like he got so mad at me. Like we swung, like we were sitting there body boxing each other for a second. I was just like, "Dude, just take my money, please."
I love Alex Eubank. I didn't even know you were friends with him at first, which was crazy because I remember just hanging out with you and then my friend AJ, he's a big Alex Eubank fan. He just goes, I recognize the guy you're hanging out with. I guess he's seen you in like the background of one of Alex's videos and stuff. That was
Yep.
crazy. I was like, wait, you know Austin? So it's crazy that like just little things like that, even just getting shown for a glance, has people recognize you and helps you a lot. That just
Yeah.
shows how much connections help a lot too, because they could even just flash their camera at you, and someone's gonna just some diehard fan's gonna recognize who you are and want to follow
Yeah.
you. It's
I
crazy
have
how much power
several
that
clips
stuff has.
now. I have several clips now of me going out in public, while I just so happen to be recording with a few friends of people running up to me, pointing at me like that. First off, I now understand why like fan or big influencers and stuff hate this because I thought it was cool, but at the back of my head, I was like, if this happened all the time, this would suck. He comes running up to me with his finger in my face like this and goes, "I know you," and I was just like, "Okay, how do you know me?" And he was like, "You hang out with Alex and everybody," and I was just like, "Yes." "What do you want from me?" And he said, "Please, picture now." And I said, "Okay." And he starts just yapping my ear off. And I was like, "This is awesome, but I feel threatened right now." I'm like, I'm scared that this kid's gonna act up and do something stupid. And then like three of his other friends made me come over and sign something for him and take their pictures with him. And like it was just a big ordeal. But after I got done with that encounter, I my anxiety was so high because I was like, is someone gonna come up to me again and slam their finger in my face in their camera? I was like, I was so nervous.
I feel like that's like
So
101 of not to do when you meet someone. that's like that's
yes.
like seeing your doctor in public or like your school teacher. Yo, you teach me. That'd be so scary.
Yeah.
Because I've had that happen with my sales job where I with my sales job it's like high volume sales. So I talk to tons of people every day. So some days I will have people just come up to me and just be like, "Yo, I know you," and I won't remember them because I'm just talking to some people. They so be like, I'm like, I'm like, I'm not big on social media, so I'm like, what is going on? So I can
Yeah.
imagine like someone going the awkward way of meeting an influencer and like just pointing their finger at them. Because I would honestly, that'd make me scared. I'd get. It'd be nice if like I get when influencers scared of that, but I hate when they get mad when someone's like chill, like being like, "Yo, dude, I watch your content. Could I get a picture?" But that scenario is a lot less because they're calmly walking up to you. I can't imagine that
Exactly.
scenario. That honestly,
Dude,
I'd be like,
I'm telling you, it was wild. Like again, I had one person was nice about it. He pointed like at me, but like from a distance, and it caught my attention. And he waved like this, and I said, "What's up?" And he was just like, "You do content and stuff online, don't you?" And I was just like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Your name's Austin." I was like, "Yeah." He said, "Dude, I've been watching your stuff for a little bit. I thought I recognized you. You just don't have your like typical fit on. Like usually you have a hat on or something like that. So like I looked
"Mhm."
very like just bystanderish." And he was like, I still want to, if it's cool with you, I want to get a picture real quick. And I said, sure. We shot shit for just a minute. And then I actually ended up following him back. He was cool. I liked him. So I followed him back and said, if you ever catch me in the area, let's record something. That was a wholesome encounter. Then the next guy who's just over here like, I've watched all of your videos. I would like to record with you one day. And I'm just like, I'm gonna file a lawsuit against you if you get up in my face one more time. I want to hit you. Get away from me.
That'd be terrifying to come that close. This
I'm pretty
cough
sure I
is
had my
gone.
mouth full. I had my mouth full of something. I was thinking I was eating like popcorn or something while walking. And so I just turned around and I'm just like, and he is like right here. So it was terrifying, dude.
It kind of reminds me of the time I was with my family. Roman Atwood actually visited the campground that my dad stays at. And my dad was like, "Oh, just go run up on him and like try to make contact with him." Like that's not how that works. You know, terrifying. You're just like on a trip with your wife at this like middle of nowhere campground, and if a motherfucker just ran up on you with a camera, I'd be like, bro. I mean, he probably has that happen all the time, but that's just such a bad impression. I did. I was driving around my campground and saw him walking, so I was like, "Yo, can I've watched your content before? Can I get a quick picture with you?" And he's like, "Oh yeah." And it was a cool encounter. I was talking to him for a little bit, and then I went on about my day. But I like people. I don't think people realize that they're people too, so they want
Mm-hmm.
people like boundaries. They're not just
Yeah.
like a different type of being. They're human,
Yeah.
so
Exactly.
they're the same
And
emotions as us.
well, it's one of those things also. It's like the best way that I got told, whenever I was hanging out with another influencer, he said, I want you to take your emotions and thoughts and processes right now and imagine a guy comes up to you, slams a camera in your face, and starts like panicking and like screaming and acting like your number one fan, right?
Mhm.
And just like overwhelming you, questioning you, and doing all this stuff. They said, as of right now, it doesn't matter if you have 200 followers, it doesn't matter if you have 1,000 followers, it doesn't matter if you have 5 followers. Like, just take for the what thought process you have now. Now, imagine that one guy times 40 in 1 hour or something,
Yeah,
or within 2 hours, 3 hours, maybe even one day, or spread it across the week, across the month. It doesn't matter your time frame. Just imagine it, and you're constantly having to deal with it. It opened my eyes because I said, "Holy crap!" Like I could not do that. Like that would
yeah,
bother the hell out of me. And so whenever you're sitting there meeting your fan, like your number one guy, just know that yes, this is a one-time encounter for you. This is a 50th encounter for him. So he wants that calm, peaceful. He wants to help you, and he loves his fans. But like if you're the 50th guy shoving that camera in his face screaming, he has a headache. He is tired. His hands cramping. He signed so many autographs. He's flexed for the past 3 hours and he's out of carbs. He is so like about to pass out.
yeah.
He is seeing flashing lights. He is dying. And you're coming up to him and he has to put on the best face, the best encounter, and the best engagement because he doesn't want to ruin your experience meeting him for the first time and probably only time. It's exhausting.
I feel like fitness influencers have to deal with that the most. I've been watching since like the big events are on the rise where they'll just have like booths so you could collab with these big creators, take a picture and stuff. And I can't imagine how tiring that is. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, luckily, like it must be nice though because you get to see all like the personal interactions with all these fans and people that are making content because of you. But I can't imagine how tiring that is. I'm not a fitness influencer, so I'll probably never have to deal with that unless I made my own like event with something like that. But honestly, they probably, I feel like the fitness industry is probably one of the biggest, like it takes a toll on you. I
It does.
like when I look for advice, I honestly look at what fitness influencers do because I feel like that one's the most demanding, like physically and mentally. Because you have to also prep for like bodybuilding shows. You got to look your best all the time. While someone like me, I could just put on a polo and look good casually, and it's not high effort. I don't have to go on a crazy diet, which I want to get jacked myself because I just want to look like I take care of myself. But I'll never be to like the extreme.
Yeah. No, it's definitely demanding. Like, there's been a few times where I've tried to like God, what was it? So I try to go out and like I used to be able to just kind of do whatever and go out and like not care about how I dressed. I could walk out with messy hair, throw a hoodie on, look like absolute garbage, smell, didn't even shower. I did not care. Spritz of cologne maybe once. Like I was just going out, like I was just trying to do whatever. But as time has gone on, like even down at my other gym, like I get people taking pictures of me now, like pretty often. For like any big events I go to as well, I get pictures of me, like with people. Because I have the people that follow me, they are very loyal and committed to me. So when
Mhm.
they recognize me, they recognize me. And so now I'm so worried that I'm going to go out and do something, even at Walmart and go shopping, that people are going to run up to me and be like, "Oh my God." I will not, and I don't want to smell. I don't want to be like, "Oh my God, I didn't brush my teeth." This man's going to be like, "Stank breath, worst ever." And then there's a trending thread about me having bad breath and like, whatever else. So
Yeah.
like one picture goes viral and everybody's like, "Oh, he's disgusting." That's all it takes.
Yeah, definitely wanna. I've been worrying about that. I do sales now, and also I'm like, what if I just happen to have this scenario where I meet someone that could like just exponentially change my life? Like the other day, I missed the scenario to meet a millionaire, which I was kind of sad about. But I'm in the middle of like, I don't know if I want to change jobs or keep this job. This job's a little hard. Retail sales is just a different type of sales, but I'm like now with social media and learning sales, it's like I'm kind of learning that everything could be an opportunity. Opportunity could come at any time in your life. So I'm like, now with what you're saying, I'm really happy I've been falling into these habits, because if I do get a big following and loyal fans that come up to me, I'm like, I want to look presentable and them not think I'm a weirdo or I'm just like actually disgusting behind the scenes. But we're gonna go into the next question because we've been going on sub subjects. Both of us with
Yeah.
ADD and ADHD going down the
Just
hole, and
bouncing off
we
each
have
other.
till like around 5:30. So I think this is the next question. I might have already asked it. What keeps you going on this journey? So what drives you to keep going when times get hard? You have a negative mindset.
To be honest, I still deal with this problem a lot. I think it just comes down to like finding other people. So
Your
you
mic is
are your
going away.
surround. Ah, can you hear me? What if I talk like
Yes.
this?
That
Okay.
probably works perfect.
I'll put it right here so that way it's a little bit easier. So, um, is my settings right? Yeah, my settings. Let me do this a little bit. Tell me, does this help? A little
Yeah,
bit
this
better?
works. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I upped the settings on my thing. So I struggle with this even today. Like I will fall into this pit of just like I don't want to do anything. I don't feel like doing anything. I'm unmotivated. And then the worst part about it is like I stop thinking about posting. So like all of a sudden it's been a week later and I still haven't posted. And then 2 weeks go by, I still haven't posted and I haven't thought about it, anything like that. I have to say the best thing you can do when you start falling into that mindset is your surroundings matter. If you aren't in a surrounding where you can grow or be motivated in the field that you want, you need to change it because once I started surrounding myself with more influencers, I have people constantly posting, say on Instagram. I have people constantly posting on Snapchat. I have people constantly texting me being like, "Yo, where's the video at? I thought you were gonna post this week," or like, "Hey, you haven't been posting. Are you feeling okay?" Those people constantly motivating me, telling me to do it, and then surrounding myself with other people recording makes me want to go do it. It's an influence. It's an influencer lifestyle.
Mhm.
So you have to surround yourself with other influencers so you can be influenced to continue. Once you fall into that pit and you're no longer in that same setting and you go into this whole sitting at your house, watching anime or Netflix, eating, just going to work with the same 9 to 5, you're surrounded by nothing but lazy doom scrolling, surrounded by nothing but people that only care about their 9 to 5 that aren't doing content. All of a sudden, you've taken yourself out of that atmosphere,
Mhm.
and now you're going to fall into this lazy pit unless you self motivate, which is that's a dime in a dozen. Like it's a needle in a haystack trying to find someone who can motivate themselves out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's what kind of moved with my friend AJ because he kind of keeps me motivated. His biggest catchphrase is "Don't be a bitch." For stop being a bitch, and then he'll yoink you and take you to the gym, which is kind of crazy. We moved out. We're doing keeping good, and then now we're both getting lazy, and we're both like, you know what? It takes two people to get the motivation and to complete these goals. It takes a team. I've been learning that this year because also following God has helped me a lot because it just takes more than just you. You can't. This is gonna sound really depressing, but you can't do things yourself. There has to be more than just you to it. It's just not how humans function. Humans function to be in communities, groups, villages, and just how God made us. So yeah,
Exactly.
it's like
One
your
hundred percent.
content actually got me thinking about wanting to make content again, and then it's you, Savvy, and who else was it? I forget what he goes by. I always forget his name, but it's Jagged. I see him live streaming all the time. I forget his name.
I don't know.
I'll put it
I
on
don't
the
know off the top of my
screen
head.
because they all have like followings around what your followings. I feel like you probably have you and Savvy probably have the most tight knit community. You guys both have strong communities. But just watching your guys' content, seeing the impact you guys make was like, dang, I want to do more than just cars. Because cars, I just get people that are arguing with me rather than it's an interesting community. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I want to pivot. I want to be inspirational. I want to talk to people that are like minded, not just arguing the R32 is better than the Supra. Like, bro, the both are
Yeah.
cool. I want like something. I need value. I want to go far in life and help people go far in life. So
I'm telling you, man, those car communities, I've stayed away from them for that same reason. I can't post a single picture of a car and be like out and about posting it on my Snapchat without people yelling. Because I was at an event and someone had a Skyline, took a picture of it, and I went, "This is such a nice car." Everyone in my DMs, it's an all right car, but have you ever heard of the R34, the type whatever type R of
yeah.
Civics? And blah, blah. I'm just like, I don't. It's a cool car. It's a cool car, man. Just look at the
Yeah,
picture. Stop
yeah,
yelling at me.
yeah. That's how it goes. I love the car community. I usually I've had pretty good experience those though with my fans and stuff when it comes to that. But I want to go to a different route with it. But this will
Yeah.
I kind of already asked this in a way, but so we've kind of gone over it a little bit, but what problems have you run into with choosing this life path, and what have you done to fix it, and what do you plan to do to fix it?
So, instantly with problems is money, relationships, and time. So, whenever you start to do this type of field, it's nothing but a content creator's world. And not to mention, we're in this age and demographic of, oh, you post yourself shirtless online. That just means that you love the attention, you're a whore, blah, blah, blah. Just a bunch of different things. And so it's like, just because you post yourself online, it doesn't mean that. Like for me, I don't post it for attention. I don't post it because I'm like, oh, look at all the gains I have. Look, I'm
Mhm.
huge. Thirst trap over me. I want women. I don't do any of that. I don't care. I post because it's influencing. People love my post. They're like, oh my god, your body is goals. I want to be just like you. What do you do to do that? I want to. I'm inspired, and I love it. And I'm proud of what I've developed, starting from that anorexic
Mhm.
past that I used to have. So things that I've had to do is for the like money portion. It takes a lot of money. I am working a 9 to 5. I work at a Planet Fitness actually. I am an assistant manager, slowly actually raising to a general manager, but I'm probably going to stay at assistant because it's hourly. That comes back to the time aspect.
Mhm.
Content takes a lot of time. So does working a 9 to 5. I'm staying hourly because then I can request off. I can do what I need to do. I work a mandatory 40 hours, but that's it. Salary, you work more. I'm not going to do that because I want to stay at 40 because I know what my schedule's like exactly.
Mhm.
I know my hours. And then as for connections and relationships, I've had countless women saying the whole thing of, you post for attention, you're cheating on me, you're doing this because you're a whore, you want any woman that comes your way, blah, blah, blah. And then not to mention they can't stand the idea of content because like they don't want that lifestyle. So it does drive a hard wedge in between a lot of relationships because the first thing you have to clarify when you're meeting someone, but it's also you don't want to be cocky about it, is telling them, hey, I do content online. I think of it as a career. It's something I'm going to continue doing. Is this okay? And then they're either going to take it three different ways. Either one, you're being cocky as hell And so you're trying to shove your influencing media page right in their face, and then you're trying to be like, oh yeah, look at
Mhm.
it, and then it drives them away. Two, they don't want to be on camera. They don't want that type of life. They don't want anything to do with social media, so they walk away. Or three, which is the one that I hope for, which recently kind of found somebody that's interested in that, is that they will be completely okay with that, support you in that, and they don't see you in any negative way because they believe on your character that you give them over what people have taught them to think.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of hardship with it, but you just got to keep trucking and you got to pick what's more important at this time. So, this is my career, this is my passion. I'll make sacrifices now, and the right people will surround me in the time that it takes.
Yeah, surrounding yourself with good people in this field definitely makes a big difference, especially whoever you choose to be like your significant other. Like in the past, I honestly threw away. I had streaming. I was averaging 10 to 15 followers, which is the perfect start if you're a streamer. All I had to do is start uploading clips and stuff and start getting into that portion. But I got a girlfriend and I threw it all away just because she didn't like that stuff. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to settle down in life. I have a good IT job. But then I was like lost in life. Then it just made the relationship grow sour and it's like, oh, I realize how different this person is. And it's like kind of I feel like relationships is one of the most like overlooked issues you have as an influencer. It's crazy that you have these issues even when you start. So imagine like when you're super big, you have to watch out for clout chasing women, but then you start to realize, oh, you're gonna have to find a girl that has the same values, someone that's also far in life. But it's kind of nice though because when you get that far with content creation, it kind of sets the standard that they have to also be successful. They also have to be good minded. So it means that you're gonna end up with a good person down the line because they.
Exactly.
So there's a
Exactly.
plus and a negative to it. But also with friends, it's the same thing. So you gotta make sure they're okay with being recorded, and also that they support you, because you want to surround yourself with like-minded people, or else you're just not gonna get anywhere with it. And that goes for
Yeah.
anything: sales, content, etc. And
Yeah.
then,
Like one of my buddies right now, I'm surrounding myself with. This is last thing I'll add about that. Um, the friends that I've made along the way really support that. So like surround yourself with people that really want us to push those goals. Because with the whole money, love, and lifestyle of time, like you have to have understanding friends that knows you can't go out balling out spending a lot of money, and you also don't have a lot of time for them. You have to have friends that understand that you do this content and your image and media like presence matters the most. So they can't be over here sending you and tagging you in a bunch of like racist or like just all out slanderous stuff. Like, don't get me
mhm.
wrong, like the boys are boys. Like people post and say some stupid shit,
Yeah.
but like you can't be a part of that community because it puts a bad image and presence on yourself. Like you don't want people to think that that's what you believe in. Like, yeah, we chuckle at it, but it's like
Mhm.
that's not me. And so you have to have friends that understand they can't just be out there doing all this stuff and even slightly their image matters because you can't be known for having people that are atrocities to society, and you have to be out there and be like, are you friends with this person? Like it's a bad thing. So having friends that really are there for you, that understand what you're going through and need to understand what you have to do in life to achieve those goals and still stand by you to help you, it's hard to find. So start now before you get big. Otherwise, you'll
Yeah.
be chasing the people that are purely there for your clout.
Yeah. It's a scenario that me and you have recently gone through. I'm not gonna name any names or any specifics on it, but me and you ran into the issue of someone just not being a good example. And it just kind of shows that like you have to have a circle that you could trust and that you know that they will care about their image as much as you care about your own image. And it also will just motivate you down the line to keep each other in check, motivated, and held to a high standard, and both be inspirational, good examples for who your guys' fans are, and good examples for
Exactly.
each other when one falls into a struggling era.
Oh yeah.
But for the next question is what's one mindset shift that has completely changed how you operate? Like any realizations while doing content where you're like in a slump and you maybe watch a video, or you're just like sitting in your car or in your bed and you're like, wow, this is, I need to change this. This will completely change my trajectory.
So the biggest thing that I think a lot of people have is the same thing that I dealt with a lot. This is what I'm finding is talking to a lot of these communities. It's the whole I could post, I'm funny, I have a body, I have a journey, or even the people that don't have the body yet or anything and they just want to post. You have to just get in the mindset to post and it does not matter. Do not care. Like, don't be a perfectionist. Just post it because here's the thing. I thought about starting whenever I was 18. I had been bodybuilding since I started whenever I was 15, 16, and I took 2, 3 years and I started looking really good. Like I had the body, but even then, I'm seeing all these people starting their transformations or starting online when they don't look good, and they just post, they just show it. That transition along the way as you go along throughout life and throughout your posting career is going to show fans your transformation, and it's also going to have a heavy impact on that. Also, not to mention, you're losing time every day you don't post. Social media is as much as this sounds really bad, it's all about image at the moment and youth, image, and like demand. That's all that people care about when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
social media. You're young, you're hot, you have everything they want, money, rich, body, everything. So you just need to post now and stop wasting time worrying about, oh my God, like what if my friends find this? What if everybody finds this? If you even post something that's a little embarrassing, two things. One, I promise you, in like a week, a month, even as late as a year,
Mm-hmm.
no one's gonna remember what you did. Yeah, sure, internet lasts forever, but like no one cares. You post it online. I've seen cringier stuff online,
Mm-hmm.
I promise. And even that blows up. Two, say it doesn't flop. I'm sure the Trend Twins, when they were starting to post their content, everybody was like, oh my God, these guys are idiots. I
Yeah.
hate these guys. They're loud, they're obnoxious, they're annoying. And now they're sitting at millions of followers with multi-million dollar brand deals, making their life the way they want it to.
Mm-hmm.
And all those people that made fun of them in high school are probably sitting back with their 7 kids that they didn't want, with a wife that they hate and a job that they don't love. So it doesn't matter. Just post, do what you want. And that's the mindset I had
Mm-hmm.
to get into.
So basically, just discipline and quantity is where it's really at, rather than having just relying on a motivated mindset. You want to focus on having a discipline, quantity obsessive mindset, because you're not just always gonna have that motivation, or you're gonna feel like something is embarrassing to post, like what you said. You just got to do it, and that's what I've been
Yeah,
learning. Because with the car content, I was looking through my videos and I'm like, dude, I'm stuttering in this one and stuttering in that one, and then just you just see it slowly start going up and up and up. And it's like, oh, all I had to do is just keep posting more quantity, quantity, quantity. I wasn't even focusing on major things to improve of. I was just doing it so often and so much. It was just naturally improving. It's
exactly.
Alex Harmozy said something about it. I've been watching a lot of him, and he he said there was like a study. I can't quote it exactly, but there's a study of someone who had like 100 days to focus on one thing, make one product, and then other people were given the task to make hundreds of the product. And the people that made hundreds of the product, by the end, they were making better products than the person that was focusing on one product, making only one object that entire 100 days, rather than the people that were just making a crap ton of them.
Exactly. And that's where the practice comes in. Like whenever I first bought my camera, the reason why I've had it for, again, I've had this camera for a year and a half, maybe 2 years almost, probably pushing 2 years because I can't remember whenever me and Alex first started talking because I bought it because of him. He told me to go buy it. And I didn't start posting any content for the first 6 months of having that camera, maybe longer. And it was mainly, I spent 6 months just playing with it, just dabbling, recording like here and
Mm-hmm.
there, having no confidence. The biggest thing you can do if you're lacking the confidence in that situation or lacking like experience and you just don't know what to do, just record yourself have fun, do it. Don't post it. Don't post it. Just practice. Record yourself in the gym. Talk to the camera. Hold your phone up like this and just talk like this. Like, talking to a camera is the hardest thing to do because it's an inanimate object. You feel stupid and you're worried about what people think of you. The
Hmm.
more you start doing it, the more you can just go out in public. Like now, I can walk into a crowded area, like an event, hold my camera up, and full on blown have a conversation with
Hmm.
myself looking at this camera and like still talk and point it at people and like while doing it. And now, whenever I do post these long form contents, it's going to look like I've been doing this for years,
Yeah.
even though it's going to be my first few videos.
Yeah.
And I'm not even saying that like you guys should wait that long to do that, but that's what I did to overcome it. I wish I would have just been posting it because then by now I would have had a following starting to follow me for my
Yeah.
personality. And now my content's going to match that quality. But now I'm having to just basically have both at the very start, and I'm still growing slowly because I never started a year ago.
Yeah. What is your why? That is something that I've been asked a lot because that's a big factor in sales and just performance based jobs like social media and stuff. And honestly, you can't really do anything long term unless you know your why. So, what is your why?
Okay. Are you saying like what is my why for why I do what I do?
Yeah, like, why do you do this? What is your driving factor? What was it that, like, when you're a kid, like, what is it that during life that you just keep going even though there's hard times?
To be honest, it's because when it comes to my own bodybuilding and my passion for driving my content, the why would probably be I don't ever want to fall back into that same physique and mindset that I used to be in, where I was, again, I was so small, picked on. And like it feels like every time I'm in the gym and every time I flex, I'm outrunning that image of myself that I used to be. And obviously, going from 50 something pounds to now 180 something pounds and still growing, like I'm far away. It's not going to happen again, is all prayers that it never happens again. But I'm so far away from it that I could relax, but I chase it like it's right behind me like it was yesterday.
Hmm.
And then the push for the content field is the fact that because that mindset still lives so strongly in the back of my mind, I don't want there to be kids or teens or young adults or even, you know, full grown adults out there with that same mindset of like hating themselves so bad that they don't know where to start or know what to do. So if I can help push them away from that, that's all my main goal consists of. So every single day the grinding, every single day pushing, every single day waking up not feeling like it. I start thinking about those days, thinking about those people that I could influence today by another video. 100 people that saw my video today didn't see it yesterday. That's 100 new faces that I just influenced. Maybe another follower that followed me because I changed his life in
Hmm.
that video. Don't know. But that's my driving factor. That's why I keep doing it, is just to be able to find one more person that didn't know me before that I'm changing, or to continue pushing someone who needs that push.
And to finish this off, there's just one last question. What would you tell someone that's in that scenario that you once were that is drives your why? So say there's like a kid that's going through the same struggles you did. What would you tell them? What would be like your biggest piece of advice?
You have every bit of free will to change something in your life. Keep changing that something until you are 100% better. Because whether it's you don't like the way, your room is messy, we'll start with this. This is going to be like the biggest thing. If you do 1% better every single day than yesterday, eventually you'll be 100% better than when you first started. So if you just simply is cleaning your room, every time you walk out, you pick up a piece of plastic or a bottle or a piece of trash and throw it away on your way out, it's going to eventually make your room 100% spotless. And so people think that they have to do all this stuff at the very beginning of the get go and make their life so much different and to change everything. Like you want to be fit, you want to be a content creator, you want to do all this one step at a time. You want to be fit? All right, let's start by stop eating snacks all the time. Cut one snack out that you eat daily. You eat 3 Tootsie Rolls a day, eat 2 Tootsie Rolls a day now. Eat one Tootsie Roll again next week. And then one Tootsie Roll turns into 0 Tootsie Rolls. And all of a sudden, you first start eating religiously Tootsie Rolls every day. Now you're eating none. That's one step closer to your
Mm-hmm.
goal. So that would be the one thing, like, I think at the end of the day is just stop thinking you have to do it all now. Just find something, make small changes, complete it, move on to the next task.
It's a great piece of advice. That is actually something that I figured out myself recently, and I would say that's probably one of the best pieces of advice to give someone that's like starting something that's in a tough spot. Because someone like me, I don't know if you had the same issue, but I would go through like seasons where I just completely try to change everything right at once. And starting to do stuff like that has just completely changed it all. So that was a
Yeah,
awesome piece of advice. Thank
thank
you
you.
for coming on today, giving these great words of wisdom and telling your story and what drives you. So this podcast could make an awesome impact, and hopefully both of us could inspire others and continue to do things like this. And I'll definitely
For
have
sure,
you
man.
on in the future. We got to do an in-person one next, but thank you.
I'm down. I appreciate you, man. It's been awesome.
This was an awesome podcast. If y'all want to subscribe to Austin, subscribe to me, and follow for more podcasts like this.